So hello everyone. So in this video we are going to talk about a variable that which we declared inside the block or inside the function without variable keywords like var, let and constant, and that is treated as a global variable. Okay. So in previous video we have discussed about the global variable and little bit about that variable that can be declared without a variable. Okay, so I thought, okay, let's uh, because in the previous video that video is going to too long. Okay, so that I thought, okay, we'll make a separate video. Okay, so that I am recording the separate video for that a variable which is declared without the variable keywords, without using the variable keywords like what is variable keywords like var, let, var, var, qnst constant. So that is the variable keywords to define and the variables. Okay, to define or to declare the variables. Okay, var, let, constant. Okay. So here you can see a variable which is declared inside the function or blocks without using variable keywords where let constant, that is also treated as a global variable in the JavaScript. So let's example first example. This is the example of blocks. Okay, the block is start from here and from here. Inside that block we have declared and defined that two variables, number 1 is equal to 10, number 2 is equal to 20, and that we are trying to add number 1 plus number 2 and assign into the sum. Okay, but some variable is not defined in anywhere, not outside the office bracket and not inside the bracket, but that variable we are using, the number is number 1, number 2 is adding, and that value is assigned to the sum. Okay, but that is a sum is not defined, not declared. Okay, inside the block or outside the block. So what will, and we are trying to access outside of the block. You can see here the block is ending from here and we are getting the sum values outside of the block. So in the definition, what we are defining, a variable means a variable sum, a variable which is which is declared inside the function, which is declared inside the function, or declared or defined, or define inside the function or inside the blocks or inside the function or inside the blocks without using variable keyword, means var let, without. So here we have not used any variable keywords var let constant to declare or to define the sum value. Okay, some variables that is also treated as a global variable. So in this definition, that variable that is defined or declared without using variable keyword, that is called global variable. A global variable that can be accessed outside of the block, already which already have discussed in the previous video, that global variable can be discussed in anywhere in the program. Okay, means outside of the block or inside the block. So but we have not declared this some variable outside of the uh, block. Okay, we have not declared. In the previous video we have discussed that a variable that can be declared outside of the block or outside of the function, that is called a global variable. But here we have not defined or declared sum outside of the block. We are using sum is equal to number 1 plus number 2. So JavaScript what is providing, that is, if we define without variable or without variable keyword where or let or constant, that is treated as a global variable, so that we are able to access some outside of the block. Okay, so that we are accessing here console.log some, we are accessing here some. Okay, and that is the block level. Okay, and we have also mentioned here that function. Okay, we have declared a function sum, and we have defined two variables, number 1 number 2, and we are assigning number 1 plus number 2 into the sum. Okay, but sum is not declared or declared inside the function or outside of the function, but we are using here, and we are trying to print console.log sum outside of the function. Okay, so in this in the definition, that variable that can be defined or declared without a variable keyword, that called a global variable. So global variable can be accessed outside of the function, inside the function, outside of the block, or inside the block. So let's execute that program. Okay, so let's go to the console. Sorry, what is here? Let's learn what we are doing. Okay, here. So let's open the console. Okay, and now here let's copy and paste the code. Okay, control C, control V. Okay, and let number 1 10, number 2 sum, and we are accessing the sum is outside of the blocks. Okay, and okay, then enter. So here you can see that number 1 plus number 2 is equal to 30. 30 has been assigned to the sum. Okay, and then we are able to print the sum values is equal to sum. What is the value? 30. Okay, so we are able to access. So a variable that is declared without variable keywords, without let, where, or constant, without using let, constant, or where keyword, and we have used, so that is treated as a global variable. Okay, and same in the function. Let's control C and control, let's clear this, and then here you can see we where is the function. Okay, that is not completely copy and paste. That is not working. Yes, function, we have defined function sum, and we have defined a variable number 1 is equal to 10, number 2 is equal to, and then a variable which is defining or declared without a val keyword or let keyword, and that is already used, number 1 number 2, and that value is assigned to this sum. Okay, and now we are trying to access outside of the function, outside function, where it ending, start from here and end from here. Okay, starting from here to end here. Okay, and that we are accessing the sum outside of the function. So how can we access the without variable keyword using and any function, any blocks that variable is used, that variable would be treated as a global variable, so that we are able to access the sum is outside of the function. So let's okay. We have defined the function, but we have not called. Okay, so that is print like that. Okay, I will discuss this also. So let's call the function. Okay, okay. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me do one thing that will need to use other syntax. Okay, so here we need to use this and need to call some. Okay, and then you can see here. Okay, the sum is called. Okay, the function is called, and then console debug sum is equal to 30. Sum equals to space and then 30. So we are able to access that variable which is declared without a where or let keyword, that will be treated as a global variable, and global variable, if that is a treating as a global variable, so that can be accessed outside of the function, means outside of the function and inside the function, or in anywhere in the source code in the program. Okay, so suppose we are defining some other variable. Okay, other uh, suppose we have defined other function. Okay, and then try to access some, so that would be also access. Okay, so that is the difference between global variable which is declared using the keyword or without keyword. Okay, so if you would have any confusion, so you can add in the comment box. Okay, add your comments or add your suggestion in the comment box, and if that video is going to help you, so you can like that video. Okay, and here you can see number one and number two. In the previous video already discussed that how to declare and define the variable in one line, multiple lines. Okay, one line and then multiple lines, and there is a syntax. Okay, that we can use multiple variables to let keyword, then comma separated, and then that will be define a multiple keyword. Okay, so that's all. Okay, thank you.